Welcome to the We Eat, We Game, We Entertain podcast. My name is Tom, and this is Morgan. This is episode 3 of the first season, and Morgan's going to let us know what we're talking about throughout today.
Yeah, this week is all about the NFL playoffs. We are going to spend most of the time talking about that. It is a big topic for us, something that we get into every year, and something that we're really excited to talk about. And we're going to go through our picks. Um, Besides that, we're going to talk about the things we always talk about sports, which is going to be taken up by NFL this time, games, and at the end, we're going to talk about some food, as always. Um, So, on that, what games you been playing? What you been up to?
Shoot. Between work and sleeping, it's just been a little bit of Call of Duty. Um, that's all I've had really time, just here and there.
I mostly have been doing the same. I finally picked it up per recommendation of you in the last episode.
Fun.
I finally beat my Civ game as Abraham Lincoln that I've been working on for like a month now, and I'm closing in on beating Satisfactory. So that's
Now,
all of my game updates.
as your Civ, are you Abraham Lincoln, or is that just what you're calling yourself?
No, I'm literally Abraham Lincoln.
Okay.
I was playing the game as Abraham Lincoln. You get special like abilities as each leader, and
Did
it's
you
like
beat George
different.
Washington?
Um, I think George Washington's in this game.
So it's just different U.S. leaders if you're the U.S.
Yeah, so there will be and they'll release it at different times. Like this time, I know there's two different Teddy Roosevelts and Abraham Lincoln. I'm not
Rough
100%
Rider.
sure about George and Washington. Yeah, there's actually a Rough Rider, like a special edition one. One of them is called Rough Rider,
Oh yeah.
and he's got like even like it's cool. It's cool. Um,
Does it play DMX whenever you attack somebody?
it does not.
No. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, nothing really on the game front. I know they're having. If you listen to this within the time it comes out, they're having the Lunar New Year sale on Steam, so you can pick up a couple weird indie games. That's all I saw. A couple other games for sale too, but it's mostly little weird indie games that are like 2D ones. So,
I may pick up one of those little $10 games. I saw some tile game that looked interesting, but
yeah,
not
couldn't be
interesting enough to remember
worse.
the name.
Yeah, I've picked up because it was 80 or 90% off one time on a Steam sale. Sword Art Online. Couldn't tell you what it is. Played it for like 10 minutes. Didn't like how the play style was, and I've got it.
Was
So,
was that like an anime
yeah.
game? Okay, yeah, I think that is an anime. Sword
Oh,
Art
yeah, I think
Online.
it's like yeah, because it's like Holization. It's some deluxe,
Okay,
weird, wild game that it
gotcha.
was like originally 80 to $100 with all the. But
Oh, well, those are worth it.
yeah, got it for like 10, $15, so can't beat it, but I don't think I'll ever play it.
I've got a few like that. Most of my games like that though are all on the Epic Store because they were all free.
Oh yeah, I have a bunch of just random free crappy ones from there too, so all about them free games and they always put them out, so cannot complain. But should move on. Um
Oh yeah. Besides that, I guess I've been watching a lot of basketball again because finally the Hawks aren't doing so bad. I found that I enjoy the sport much more when my team is winning than when they suck really bad.
yep.
So we're on like a 4 game win streak right now, and it's been a lot more entertaining to watch. The team's finally gelling together after acquiring DeJounte Murray. Trae Young and DeJounte are playing a lot better together now. It's tough because they're both point guards.
I was about to say they've had him for the whole season, right?
Yeah, but I mean, they just had to like figure it out and figure out
Yeah.
how to play together.
So yeah, I've watched basketball over the past little bit, but I have different reasons. I'm not really a big fan. I like the Wizards, like the Bulls. Not really a big watcher, but I've been following. So I bet a little bit on FanDuel.com. No free shoutouts. But I've been doing this like kind of 10-day challenge that I saw somebody else do, where you take a couple of small bets, turn them into a parlay, which is just grouping up, kind of crappy bets, making them
Hmm.
better, and putting it at like 100 odds so that you can double whatever you bet.
Okay.
And doing that, you can get to 10,000 in 10 days, but you have to hit all 10 days in a row.
Ah,
Um,
well, that's
so
tough. That
it
sounds
is
hard.
tough, but you've just got to pick the right games and
Have you
the
gotten
right
past
players.
day one yet?
Oh yeah, I am on day. Why can't I think? I'm on day 3.
Okay.
So, or day 4 technically, because I'm trying. So you start off with 10, then you go to $20 with that bet, then you go to forty
Yeah, yeah,
dollars,
yeah.
then 80, 160, 320, all that, and I just bet $40 today on a parlay that should hit because, like I said, they're really. It's like
Yo, what's the
it's like
bet?
less. Yeah, I can go into the bet real quick.
I'm interested.
Let me log.
As you know, online gambling is illegal in the great state of Florida.
Which I'm surprised.
We actually, in our, I don't know if it was the most recent time that we were voting or the time before that, but they had it introduced, but we didn't vote for it for some reason. We got all of the bills here are worded to trick people, I feel like.
Welcome to America. But
Yep.
all right, so we'll go into last night's game that hit. So, or we'll just do today. Jaron Jackson Jr. to score 10 points, 10 plus points.
Easy.
Thomas Bryant, he's on the Lakers, big man center, used to be on the Wizards,
Okay,
to
okay, I know who
score,
that is.
to rebound 4 times or more. That's also easy. He should get
Should
a.
be. Should be.
Steven
For
Adams, 8 plus rebounds.
100%.
Bam Adebayo, he is on the Miami Heat.
He's the Heat. Yeah, he's good. He plays for the Olympic team. I like Bam a
Okay.
lot.
15 plus points.
Easy. Yeah, Bam's good for 20 and 10 every night.
Jamal Murray, 15 plus points.
He's
He's on the Nuggets.
he can score
Yeah.
on
And then Shy, and his last name sucks to
Gilgis
pronounce.
Alexander.
Yeah, Gilgis Alexander to score 20 plus points.
He's good. I really like him.
So basically, you just take really
Easy ones with a lot of
easy
things.
odds
Yeah.
and you get like 5 or 6 of them together and it should hit just with the sheer, unless somebody gets injured or something, real easy
Yeah.
odds.
That's really all you're betting against is injuries at that point.
Yeah. Or if, like last night, one of the bets was James Harden to score 15 points.
Yeah, Jane, that I can see how that could not happen.
It
Just if he's
was,
like, I don't feel like it.
yeah, so it was a close, that was one of the ones where it was like I only had 2 other bets on it, but it was still double. He scored his 15th and 16th point in the last minute of the fourth quarter.
Sounds right.
But we got it. So, but yeah, hoping to
Well, good luck.
double that. We'll keep
That,
the days going. So hopefully I can get this easy 10K real quick.
yeah, by the time we come around to the next episode, you'll be 10K richer.
I'll be 10K richer, or I'll be on another day because it's really $10 every couple of days if I decide to do it every couple of days.
Oh yeah,
So you were
can't do
talking
that
about the
here.
Hawks were good
Hawks are
again.
trying to be good. We're above 500. If the playoffs started today, I think we'd be in the play-ins, which is fine. we were playing well enough that I at least get to watch a little bit of basketball with the Hawks in it. And on that, the big thing with the Hawks is Nick Ressler, who's the owner's son, and Travis Schlink, I guess is how you pronounce his name. But he's the former GM. And he was the one who really put the team together and got us all these great assets and stuff. And then in the offseason,
Again,
Wrestler is the one who negotiated the trade for Murray. And it was like that. Really, all the people that we had to trade away because the wrestlers, like the dude's dad, wouldn't go into the luxury tax. We had to trade away Kevin Herter, and we lost Gallinari in the Murray trade. So it just ended up we lost a lot of our pieces and shooting on the outside that we really needed to keep Trey good. And the other manager, Schlink, is like, well, look what the fuck happened. All this shit fell apart because we did all this that I didn't want to do. So seeing that develop and we finally turn it around is interesting, although I am not a fan of the owner and his son. So we'll see how that goes.
sounds like the Raiders owner.
Yeah. And then I've actually been the other night I saw a Denver game come on and watched Jokic play, and that dude is like he just makes the game look easier. Like basketball is simple to him, and I think he's going to win the MVP again this year. His stats are crazy. I think like not the last game, but the last two games before that, he had like 100% shooting accuracy or whatever. Like he didn't miss a shot and had like 30 points.
Do you know anybody else who's in the, I guess, race for the NBA
NBA
MVP?
MVP. It'd be like Giannis, Jokic, Luca.
Doncic,
Yeah, um, probably those three.
Jason Tatum. I know he's been doing it. Yeah, I'm looking up on
I
what
wouldn't put
NBA does there.
I wouldn't put Tatum in the MVP race.
They have Jokic.
Yeah,
That's how you pronounce it.
Jokic.
As number one.
Yeah, I think he's gonna get it. He's just too good. It's like I don't know. It's because he plays the game. He's a center, but he plays it not like a normal center, just because he can do everything. He's fluid with his movements.
Yeah, they have him, then Tatum, then Embiid, Doncic, and then Antetokounmpo.
So I don't agree with the
Surprised John Moran isn't on there.
Tatum and Embiid. Ja Morant's not really like. I mean, you can look at his stats. It's not like he's
Embiid's
crazy.
I've watched him play.
Embiid's good.
Embiid
I'll give
play.
it. I'll give it to Embiid. Embiid's good. I just don't like him. Like it's a. I think he's a big baby.
Yeah, he. Well, if I remember correctly, when he got drafted, he didn't even play the first year or two.
Yeah, I
And
think
they
he's a lot
labeled him
smaller.
off as a bust.
Yeah, he did grow a lot and he got better, and he is really really good. And he probably should have won the MVP at some point, but not this year.
So, probably enough about basketball. I'm not
Yeah,
too big into basketball,
yeah.
but
That wasn't the plan today. Um,
playoffs. Did you catch any last
playoffs.
week for
Yeah,
football?
I watched a few games. Actually, I mean, I think that I had it on the entire time. I don't know if I watched a single game beginning to end. Um, the most interesting one to me was I think it was the first game was the Jaguars game. Um, because that's the closest one to me in Gainesville. The Jaguars are like an hour away from me. So I was rooting for them in that game. But I didn't think they would win. I 100% thought that Justin Herbert would beat them, but they just got outcoached. Really, is what it was. Is Doug Doug Peterson's good?
Yeah, I. That was just a wild game
Yeah,
when they. I was at a brewery, and what the first 5 minutes it was Jags threw two picks,
yeah. Real quick,
and it was
I don't know
ten
if
to nothing.
yeah. So Lawrence had 4 interceptions, I think, in the first half, and
Record.
I don't know how many of them were his fault, but it wasn't all of them.
Oh
So
no, yeah.
at least give him that. They really weren't all his fault. And I mean, the Jags have sucked forever. Um, so
And
to
look at
come
his
back from that is incredible.
Yeah,
I've
look at his wide receiver corps.
yeah,
Zay Jones, a Las Vegas Raiders cast off. He was good last year.
ass.
What?
He's not good.
He was good for what he's gotten paid. He got overpaid at the Jags, but
Yeah, that's the thing, and everybody does. Christian Kirk, right?
Christian Kirk
Also overpaid.
overpaid third, fourth string for the Cardinals last year.
Yep.
Evan Ingram cast off from the Giants, and
The tight end,
then
they have.
yeah,
Okay, I didn't even know that he played for them.
oh yeah, and then their other wide receiver is where's he from?
You know, the scary thing about them is next year they're going to have Calvin Ridley.
Yeah, Marvin Jones. That's the other guy.
Yeah, he said. I mean, none of those players are like number one receivers.
Yeah,
You know.
Marvin Jones is an old wide receiver. He was good back in the day when he was on the Lions, and
Yeah,
but yeah,
but
but
I
yeah, that yeah. Then they get the guy from Atlanta next year, and what they gave up what pennies for him? Nothing. They gave
it's
up like a late
yeah
round draft.
it's conditional. We if he does really well and resigns, we get a second. Like
Oh, okay.
if he like plays in every game and resigns, we get a second, and then it like scales down depending on how little he plays, down to like a sixth or something. So it's very fair. I feel um, for him not wanting to play for us anymore.
Well, yeah, it was kind of crappy. He got suspended for gambling.
100%. He was already out before that though, and
Yeah,
he was done with Atlanta before that. Apparently, I think his house got robbed um, in
good, nice
Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Yeah, and he like doesn't feel safe anymore or something like that, and that's why he
Probably
wanted
lived
to
in
leave
College
Atlanta.
Park.
Yeah, but I mean, I think he was in Atlanta. I think I remember his car getting stolen at one point because he left it on at a gas station and walked inside, and someone ran up and stole it. But this is in Atlanta. It's a bad decision.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, that's not something you can do.
No.
So whatever. Hopefully they'll have a team.
Yeah,
So they got to get a
absolutely.
head coach finally. They don't have old Urban Meyer dancing up on
And who
younger
did they
chicks.
play? Yeah, that was crazy. And I mean, I live in Gainesville, so UF is here, and people are about it, but you can't be doing that
But yeah, so playoffs last week we had the Jaguars winning.
against the Chargers. And then,
Bengals beat the Ravens.
yep,
Bills beat the
which,
Dolphins.
as expected, poor Dolphins lost Tua. Bengals
San
game, that was the expected outcome as well. They also had lost. They were down Lamar Jackson, so I didn't
they
think that,
barely lost though.
which is wild. I
Yeah.
mean, kudos to the Ravens for that.
It was the did you see when they fumbled? So the Ravens quarterback fumbled on the goal line and Hubbard, I think's his name, interior defensive lineman for the Bengals, big old dude, 6'5", three
I
hundred
didn't
plus
see it.
pounds, ran
Yeah.
123 yards back in because the way he ran, he curved. He like ran like
Oh yeah,
extra,
yeah, yeah.
but the big dude moved. After that, they had him on the bench,
On the
oxygened up.
oxygen, yeah.
Yeah, but that man, yeah, because they were about to score, they were about to go up because it was tied and they put him ahead.
That's crazy.
So,
What
but
player did you say it was? Do you remember?
Hubbard was his last name.
Okay,
I'm pretty
okay,
sure Sam Hubbard.
okay.
Um,
I know I've heard Hubbard.
San Francisco beat the Seahawks, which that was kind of expected. Their
Yeah.
quarterback's been playing ridiculously well for him being the Mr. Irrelevant. Wasn't he the Mr. Irrelevant draft pick? He was
Oh,
like the
the
last.
49ers quarterback? Yeah, I don't even know
Yeah.
his name. And
Purdy.
yeah, that's him. He's very forgettable still. He'll have to do a little better for a while. He's
Well,
doing
are
great.
they?
He hasn't
Yeah.
lost yet, I think, which is insane.
No.
Um, I want
Off
him.
season though, is they're not
Yeah,
gonna. They're not. They
I
traded
don't
too
think they'll
much
stick
away
with
for
him.
Trey Lance.
Either that or they'll. I guess they. Do you think they could get a first round pick for Lance?
I don't know.
What if? What if
I don't think you
Purdy?
can. Yeah,
What
you
if
can
Purdy
trade.
wins the Super Bowl and like balls out? You
He'll
know.
be like Nick Foles. They'll try and trade him away for what, a second or third rounder.
You think so? You wouldn't hang on to that dude?
Maybe hang on. I don't know. Shanahan. I
I'd
feel like
be.
you could have any quarterback in that system, and they're going to the playoffs at least.
Yeah, really. I mean,
So they got
I've
Christian McCaffrey.
I've experienced the Shanahan experience before.
Yeah. So the next game, Vikings lost in the Vikings way to the Giants.
Which
Their
is
defense
wild.
just shit.
That was unexpected. I like the Vikings and I feel for them because
Oh, their defense sucked
yeah,
this year.
yep.
Um,
Not a huge Giants fan either. Don't love that it's an Eagles Giants matchup. I mean, at least one gets to lose.
yeah, I'm hoping the Eagles get stomped, just because I there's a bunch of Eagles fans around here.
True. I guess I'm going for the Giants and the 49ers on that side.
I just want the 49ers to be in the Super Bowl out of all of them, because it's all NFC East and then the 49ers.
But I do think that the Eagles will win. Um, if I was a betting man,
Okay.
yeah, I'd
Um,
go Eagles
and then
49.
the last Monday Night Football was the Cowboys and the Buccaneers,
Yes,
which sent Tom Brady home.
my favorite game of the playoffs so far.
Just seeing Tom Brady get sent home.
That's what it's all about for me.
What if he's a Raiders quarterback next year?
I'm sorry. I
I don't
mean,
mind if he's 1 year, but
I just
what are you
want
gonna do?
him. Hope he loses. That's it. I feel I feel bad that he's. I don't know. No, I don't feel bad. No.
No, he's lived a life I will probably never live,
Yeah.
and he eats avocado ice cream and open mouth kisses his kids. So
What's
whatever. Weirdo.
what's avocado ice cream? I mean, I'm sure it's avocado ice cream, but
Yeah, it's
you,
just something that he put out some TV whatever recipe cookbook.
oh,
One of the big things was avocado ice
I wonder if that's good.
cream. I don't know. Look it up. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
I mean, I don't love avocados like that. It's just I didn't think of
Oh, I
that
don't
as
either.
it's a thing that you can make with them. And it doesn't seem that flavorful.
So, but yeah. So this week we've got the Jaguars and the Chiefs playing, Bengals and the Bills, New York and the Eagles, and the Cowboys and the 49ers. So with the Jags and the Chiefs, who do you see winning?
Chiefs. I mean, Chiefs
Yeah, as
easily.
much as I hate it, the Chiefs. I don't
Yeah.
think it'll be easy,
No.
but they'll pull it out. Old Muppet, their Muppet looking quarterback will honky tonk his way down to a victory.
Yeah.
Much
Something
as I
about
hate the Chiefs.
Kermit the Frog's got it, man. He's it.
All right, we won't dwell on that one too long. But the Bengals and the Bills. Um, this one, depending who wins, you could potentially be seeing a playoff game near you, right?
Yeah, in Atlanta, which would be good. Who would it have to be? The Bengals?
It'd be the Chiefs and the Bills playing.
Oh, the Chiefs and the Bills.
I think
Well,
so.
that's what I want.
Yeah, I want. Yeah,
I mean, and that's who I think's going to win too. Um, Definitely, those are my picks. Is
if Josh
Bills
Allen
Chiefs.
doesn't throw a lot of crazy stuff like he's been doing the last half of the season, if he plays smart football, he'll win.
He's Josh Allen. He could sling it.
Yeah, but they almost lost to the Dolphins doing
Yeah, he
that, and the
probably thought it was
Dolphins
an easy
didn't.
game.
Yeah. So, but the Bengals don't have an offensive line really anymore, so they lost
Yeah,
another offensive lineman to injury. So we'll have the Chiefs and the Bills up on the AFC side, which that wouldn't be unexpected at all. I don't see any upsets.
no, that'd be cool. I'd like to see how much the tickets are in Atlanta. That's not that far. Love
Yeah,
the
no,
stadium. The
I
food's
think
cheap.
I want to say I read up. They said for first picks they're giving the season fan ticket holders of the Chiefs and the Bills first picks, and then I
It
think
makes sense.
everything else is free game.
Yeah.
Then you can get your $1.50 hot dogs or whatever.
Yep.
So
That's what it's all about.
yeah, no, definitely better than the $6 or $7 hot dogs elsewhere. But moving on to the NFC, we touched on this a little bit earlier, or at
Yeah.
least you did with the Giants and the Eagles. You want the Eagles to win?
I don't want them to win. I think they'll
Uh, I'll go with the Giants. I think Danny Dimes can sling it, and Saquon Barkley wants to tote the rock.
No, I mean they're good. It's just I don't know. I still don't trust the team. Like uh, they're not there yet. They need some more time.
Yeah, I just think with Jalen Hurts, I don't think he's fully healed. And when he didn't play, it showed a lot of their weaknesses. So you just bottle up, you keep him contained.
Yeah, I guess how much they can run with him really does make a
Yeah.
difference. If they can't do like their sneaks and stuff, it takes away some of their situational stuff.
And then
Saquon Barkley's a big dude.
yeah, I'm glad he's actually not been injured this year.
Yeah, me
He's
too.
actually gotten to play football.
Hmm.
Um, but then the last game, I don't know if it's the last game's time wise or whatever, but it's the last game I'm looking at. Is the 49ers and the Dallas Cowboys.
I think that I heard that this was like the record for the most times teams have played each other in the playoffs or something like that.
What, the Cowgirls and the 49ers?
Yep.
What's the record?
It's only like 6 times or 8 times or something like that, but that's a lot if you think about
Yeah.
it.
So I'm going with the 49ers just because
100%,
they're the more complete team. I
hundred
don't even
percent.
think the Cowboys should have won last week, but it's the Buccaneers. They couldn't pull it together.
Yeah, I mean, easy target.
Mm-hmm.
The
So
Bucks only made it to the playoffs because the rest of the division's so bad.
yeah,
They're
they were
winning
the
eight and
only
nine
team.
with
Yeah.
a losing
Well,
record.
eight. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Losing record. You gotta hate that. But yeah, so Kansas City Bills on one side, Eagles, San Francisco for you, Giants, San Francisco for me on the other side. We'll see how we do. So
Yep.
those games, I think two are tomorrow, two are on Sunday.
Who'd you like to see in the Super Bowl?
The Bills and the 49ers. I don't want another San Francisco and Kansas City one.
Yeah, I think that's what I would want as well.
I don't
Bills
need Kansas
49ers.
City winning again.
I mean, they're going to at some point. Mahomes is too good. Oh, I forget that you're in the AFC West.
Yeah.
That's rough. That's really rough.
Well, they traded away Tyreek Hill, so they can't be getting any richer.
Yeah,
They got to draft well.
but look at how I mean it just made him better.
No.
He just throws it around more.
Yeah, the Kelsey.
Yeah.
Kelsey
I
needs
don't
to
know
get
what
in
he's
there.
going to do when he retires. I guess that Andy Reid will find more people. He just gets little fast
Oh yeah.
dudes and chonks it to them.
So, but that's all we've got for playoffs at least. I'm gonna touch base on just the firings over the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, I forgot what do they call it? Black Monday when all the coaches get fired.
Yeah, I think people are. It is Black Monday. I think people are trying in this new woke age to kind of stray away from it being Black Monday and it just being the day after regular season.
Oh, I didn't. I didn't connect those dots until like the very end of that. Yeah,
I mean, and who I neither do I, but I was
fair.
listening to the Pat McAfee show and Ian Rappaport said that he was like, "Yeah, we're trying to stay away from
Mm,
you know that Monday, and it's just the Monday after the regular season.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that's what it's been called forever, and yeah, it's just when they like to fire all the coaches, and
Yeah.
we had a bunch. I'll just run down. Um, so we had two coaches or three coaches fired within the season, which was Matt Rule in Carolina. He was kind of early.
Yeah. I
Frank
think that he
Reich,
deserved it.
yeah, he wasn't doing anything, and he's Nebraska's head coach now, so he already latched on. I think he's a better college coach.
Leaving the NFL says something.
Yeah. Frank Reich, which I thought that was like a year overdue.
It probably was. They should have done it in the off season and not in the middle of the season. It would have done well. The thing is last year, if you remember, Jonathan Taylor was killing it. So I guess they thought that bringing Matt Ryan in was going to be it, but that really wasn't the issue. I guess
Yeah, they have.
now there's protection issues.
Well, they have. The Colts have just been since Andrew Luck has left. They just think using veteran stopgaps is going to
Yeah,
solve their problem.
I
Like
think
they've. Yeah, go ahead.
I think that they're just waiting until they can tank for the next Peyton Manning, and they're just going to hang on to that philosophy forever. So whenever Arch or Archie or whatever his name is,
Oh yeah,
the young one comes out,
Arch Manning.
they'll go 0-19 or 0-18 or whatever it is, and that will be that.
Let's hope we get a first or second rounder for Derek Carr from him. So
Yeah. Oh, that'd be nice.
yeah. So
I guess
Frank
that's
Reich.
part of the problem is they keep trading their first round picks and they're good picks for it.
Yeah. So Frank Reich, he's the Colts. He's not on the Colts anymore. And then they had their interim head coach was Jeff Saturday,
Jeff
was a
Saturday.
real head scratcher, but whatever.
If you own an NFL team, you do what you want, man.
Yeah, exactly. Do what you want, and if it doesn't work out,
Fire everybody. You got the money.
yeah, I mean, he only was attached to him really for this season. So
Yeah.
the next one, and he didn't even last a full NFL season, was Nathaniel Hackett
That's sad.
of the Denver Broncos.
Because they had, you know, Russell Wilson and
Let's ride, Broncos
Broncos
country. Let's
country. Yeah.
let's ride.
I
They,
don't I don't know how they didn't make that work.
yeah, because nobody rode for him.
Yeah. I guess that's
I
part of it.
I remember
No one showed up to
one
his
game.
birthday party, right?
Oh no, that was fake. Yeah, people did. But I remember on the sideline they panned into Russell Wilson trying to like comfort somebody, and it pans over to the defensive player just screaming like dropping like f bombs, saying fuck your let's ride or whatever. Just play some goddamn football or something like that. It was
Yeah.
the funniest thing. Because yeah, Russell Wilson. There was even I follow this guy on Twitter that was like, for the first half of the season, it was Russell Wilson's touchdowns versus how many bathrooms he has in his,
Yeah,
or how
yeah.
many toilets he has in his
In his
mansion.
new house. Yeah.
12 toilets, and I think up until the last week or two, I might be wrong with the weeks, but he didn't have 12 touchdowns.
Which
It'd
is
be
wild.
like Russell Wilson, 8 touchdowns.
Russell Wilson's
And
house. 12
yeah,
toilets.
yeah, they didn't add or take away any toilets, so it's still 12 toilets. And Russell Wilson added a touchdown this week, so we're up to 9 touchdowns and 12 toilets still in his house. It was a good gimmicky little funny
Yeah.
thing you could laugh at. But yeah, Nathaniel Hackett didn't make it a full season.
I'm sure you appreciated that as a Raiders
No,
fan.
they could have kept him. I was,
I mean, just
I
them being
mean, it
bad in
wasn't
general.
working. Yeah, they. I don't think he wanted Russell Wilson, but he made it work. He'd rather had Aaron Rodgers, and when Aaron Rodgers didn't come through, they scrambled and
Yeah.
traded everything away for Russell Wilson and then signed him for like 5 more years because why not?
Got to give him
Then
that
he
money.
stunk it up. So yeah, put some more money into a quarterback that's aging and not doing well. Um, Now the last two head coaches that got fired were kind of surprising. One more than the other.
Honestly, I didn't even know Lovey Smith was the head coach of the Houston Texans until we were doing this.
He was so the past 2 years the Texans. I forget who was the Texans coach last year, but it was a black guy. They kept him for 1 year, and then they were done. And it's like, what do you expect? What do you expect him to do with the Houston Texans? They don't have a quarterback. That was when
Yeah,
Deshaun Watson sat out the
left.
whole year.
Hmm.
Uh, Massage Gate or whatever. This year, Lovey Smith, he had David Davis Mills or whatever,
Yeah, what are you going to do with that?
just a ragtag team, and they won. They weren't the worst. The Chicago Bears were the worst football
Hmm.
team. Um, so yeah, Lovey Smith got the short end of the stick. He shouldn't have been fired for 1 year of.
No, I mean you got to give him time. He's a legit coach. You at least got to let him build the culture. I think he's good for that.
I mean, and yeah, who who can name 5 players on the Houston Texans?
Not me.
Yeah, exactly. Because they got a bunch of nobodies that you know they'd probably be second or third stringers on other teams.
You
So,
know, I don't know a single player on the Texans
well, I named one, but
off the top of my head.
yeah, yeah. I
Oh,
know
the
they got the
quarterback. You said the quarterback, but
yeah.
I forgot him already.
He's not. He didn't do well.
Yeah.
So, but I know their running back, Damon Pierce.
Oh, really?
Um,
I
he
think I
was
think he
the
went to
fan.
UF.
Okay, yeah, he got drafted in the third round, and he did really well for their team. It was like the only bright spot. But yeah, no wide
He's good.
receivers, no defense, no nothing. So what do you
Yeah.
expect? Um, so he kind of got shafted, and then Cliff Kingsbury, which
I don't know if the issues of the Cardinals are his fault. I really want to watch the Hard Knocks because they did Hard Knocks for the Cardinals
yeah,
halfway
in
through the
season.
season. I'd love to see that, but I don't know if they were his fault. I would imagine that amplified it for him,
It was.
and
I was gonna say
yeah,
it was all downhill once when they re-signed Kyler Murray
and
and they
put that
put in that
yes.
no Call of Duty, no video game clause or
This is
something.
you have to study a certain amount of hours.
Yeah,
You shouldn't. I mean, if it had never gotten out, okay. But why are you putting that in the first place? Don't do that. Just like,
yeah, and then they took it out like a couple days later.
yeah. But I will say, historically, quarterbacks that have had problems studying are big problems.
Jamarcus
Jamarcus
Russell.
Russell, Michael Vick. Um,
Well,
those are the
he was
main two.
good. He just liked to dogfight.
Well, he couldn't. He still had passing problems, though. I mean, that
Yeah,
was his biggest problem. We still he wasn't a good quarterback. He could just run like nobody else.
and then Jamarcus Russell. I'll never forget the story when
The DVD.
yeah they sent him home with a blank game tape said study this. Let me know.
Yep.
And he comes back ranting and raving about it, and they put it in, and there's nothing on it. So,
Yeah.
that dude's a bum though. He's probably a car salesman or something now.
Who knows? He had a ton of money. I think his initial
He's
rookie
probably
quarterback
blown
was like
through it.
60 million. I think yeah.
That was during the time that they stopped doing that because of that.
So yeah,
Stopped giving the
Jamarcus
quarterback.
yeah, so it was Matt Ryan and then Matt Stafford's year was the last one that got the huge payouts.
Yeah, because that had to be around the same time as
I think it was '09.
Sam Bradford.
And then Russell was probably '07 or '06. Yep, Sam Bradford was I think right after that. He was in like the first one. No, he got
He
the
got
big
paid. Yeah,
yeah,
he
so
got
so
paid.
maybe Bradford was the last one. It's whenever. They were all
So
terrible.
yeah, because he was one of the big ones too, where it was like he was injured all the time for the Rams, but he was
Yeah,
just
bunch of money.
millions of dollars for injured games. So, but yeah, those were all of the NFL coaches fired. As far as assistant coaches, where I feel like most of it's like scapegoating for coaches that should have been fired. Um, like
True, very true.
the Browns coach. Um, I just think they can't do it. I think it's time to restart with the Browns. But their defensive coordinator, Joe Woods, he got let go.
The defensive coordinator is the problem, of course. That's the issue with the Browns. It's not their quarterback problems or anything like that. It's definitely the plays that are being called on defense.
The Jets offensive coordinator, he gets stuck with, crappy. He didn't say, let's draft this guy and this guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Injuries sucked the Jets out of the playoffs and they just couldn't play.
Oh, Mike LaFleur. He used to coach for the
Mhm.
Falcons. He was the quarterbacks coach the year that we won the Super Bowl.
Oh, okay.
I think. Or
Oh,
maybe his brother.
probably.
Or no, it was Matt. It must be his
Matt
brother.
LaFleur.
Yeah.
Oh, he's the Packers guy,
He's
right?
the Packers head coach. Yep.
Packers head coach. Okay. Other assistant coaches, Bucks fired their offensive coordinator, or
Byron
left with,
Leftwich.
um, I guess, just because Tom
Tom
Brady
Brady
didn't
didn't
do
like him
well.
anymore. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's not coming. Tom Brady isn't coming back to the Buccaneers, anyways.
You don't think so?
Um, no, I think he's done
He likes
there.
Florida though.
Maybe he goes to Miami. Who knows?
True.
Titans fire offensive coordinator Todd Downing,
That may be deserved.
which
That may be deserved. They lost
that
Arthur Smith,
yeah.
and
Um,
new guy ain't doing it.
but that
Because
guy, I wanted. That was like a potential for Derek Carr to go to the Titans because he played well
okay,
under Todd Downing. He was a
gotcha.
coordinator and the quarterbacks coach in his early years.
Okay,
Um, and then the Vikings fired defensive coordinator Ed Donatel. That probably wasn't a scapegoat. Their defense was horrible this year. They
yeah.
gave up the biggest comeback to the, I forget who it was, but the Vikings. Was it the Vikings who? No, I don't remember. Their defense sucks. And then the Dolphins defensive coordinator, Josh Boyers. Never heard of him though. So
I don't watch enough Dolphins games to know if that was really the problem with them. I mean, losing two, I'm sure, hurt them a lot more than anything else.
and I actually read that the Bucks fired a lot of people
Really?
because it was they have the defensive backs coach was a female,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like a big deal. She's gone. They canned her.
Oh, okay.
That was a big thing. But as
Interesting.
far as yeah, um, that's all the firings. So within the
Yep,
next,
interesting year. And then, so on that, on people leaving, for the Falcons, Dan Pease retired, who he had only been there, I think, 1 or 2 years, but I do feel that he built something in Atlanta. He's formerly the Ravens defensive coordinator, maybe.
that sounds right.
Yeah. He was a defensive coordinator of a good defense for a long time. I feel that he's made our defense better, and he retired this year. He's like 100 years old, so it had to happen. I'm hoping that we get someone good. We've brought in a couple people to interview. One of the people was who was the guy that was the Dolphins head coach that's now the Steelers linebackers coach that had all the stuff going on with him. You know what I'm talking about. The guy that didn't get hired for the
He's the
Giants head
Steelers
coaching.
linebacker coach.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, he's not the linebacker coach, but he's like a defensive assistant. He
Yes,
was the Miami coach for last year,
yes, yes,
and he sued the NFL and a couple of teams because he was
exactly.
wrongfully fired.
I'll just
I got his
make sure.
face in my
I know
head, but
exactly
I
who he
can't.
is. Well, we know who we're talking about.
Brian Flores.
Yes, Brian Flores. So I'd really like us to get him. He's a good defensive coach. Um, I think that'd be a good pickup for us. But we need someone there because Arthur Smith is a offensive coach.
Big offensive guy.
Yeah.
No defense.
So we really got to have someone to fill that gap on the other side. Um,
What if Dan Campbell is that no, not Dan Campbell, that's the Lions head coach.
yeah, I'd love to have him. I'll take him anytime.
Who's the defensive coordinator for the Cowboys?
Dan
Old
Quinn,
Dan Quinn. What if he goes to the Carolina Panthers?
that's fine. Good.
Yeah.
As a head coach,
Because he's
good,
looking at head coaching opportunities now.
good. I hope that he goes to the Panthers.
Do you think he's just a good defensive coordinator and not a good
I
head
don't even
coach?
I don't even think he's a good defensive coordinator. I think he's a good rah guy. I think he's a good guy. If you have the guys there and the only problem is like you need them to play together, he can do that for you. He can't build a team. He can't develop players. He can't do any of that. He doesn't call good plays, but he can motivate. He'll make your dudes like each other.
Fair enough. Yeah, and Dean Pease is the guy's name.
Yeah, they
I thought you
retired.
said Dan Pease.
Dean Pease. Sorry, missed a vowel there.
No. Yeah, because I was looking up to see how long he'd been there, what was his coaching
Yeah.
stuff. He was on the Patriots, and then he was the Ravens, and then he was the Titans defensive coordinator. Arthur
Yeah.
Smith brought him over.
Okay.
So
Yeah. Sorry about that, Dean.
yeah, Dean, if you're listening, subscribe, drop a comment,
Yeah, dog.
hire me.
We'll talk about you every episode if you want.
Yeah,
I guess you're
we'll do a
retired.
whole episode on Dean Pease.
You probably don't want us to talk about you
We'll do
though.
a 30 for 30.
There we go.
30 for 30 Dean Pease. Oh. Um all right. So Falcons. You
Yeah.
guys lost the DC.
Lost our defensive coordinator. People have been discussing if Lamar Jackson leaves places that he could go. One of the potential landing spots is Atlanta. Some
Oh,
people,
name a potential spot that doesn't have a quarterback that people haven't said. People are saying the Raiders should have him.
yeah, the Raider has to have money though.
We'll make money for him.
We have the second most cap room.
So
We've got like $100 million or something.
yeah, but the Jets,
Well,
every team,
but
the Ravens aren't going to get rid of him.
Atlanta's cool. Anyway, I don't want him. I actually don't want him on my team. I think that he costs too much money. That would be a big waste. That's not really what I'm going for. I don't want our team to be built around the quarterback. I think that we should have a good defense and offensive line and all those things first. And the best way to build a team in the NFL is to have a quarterback on a rookie deal. That way you can actually pay the other players and not pay the extravagant quarterback deal. All of the easiest wins are people with that setup, I feel like. Otherwise, it's like you have to have a dynasty, like the Tom Brady model, where you have a quarterback that people will come and take less money to come play with.
And a quarterback that'll take less.
Yeah. Yeah. Or that you just pay under the table, the Tom Brady model. That's
I
what they
don't know.
did. They've got the TB12 facility. It was like set up with the Patriots. They paid him less than on his contract every year, but they hired his company to like do all of their medical stuff or something for
Oh,
the
okay.
Patriots.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
so he was
That
getting
whole all their
paid a
Super
lot.
Bowls get asterisks next to it in my
Absolutely,
mind.
none of them count. Not real. Um,
But yeah, that's how I'd rather have the team. We've been too focused on getting a quarterback, the Raiders.
yep.
We don't spend money on we don't draft well for defense. We don't free agent wise, it's just let's pick up some scrub a dub veteran that was good 3 or 4 years ago and hopefully he gets revitalized here.
That does seem like what the Ravens do.
Chandler Jones,
They're
Richard Seymour.
they're all about the used to be the best guy in the league,
Yeah.
guys.
So, yeah.
Um,
And we'll get into drafting when we get closer to the draft, which
yes,
is April. So
that
we got
that'll
some time.
that'll be exciting. That'll be good to do.
Yeah. Yeah, football. Yeah, football's my favorite sport as far as drafting and everything.
Absolutely, it's the easiest to watch and stay tuned into as far as what's going on.
We got anything football related else we want to talk about?
Oh, last thing on the Falcons. PFF rated Chris Lindstrom as the best offensive player in the league this year. So that's looking up. That's
You guys have to re-sign him, or
I think that so next year we've got him on his fifth year of his rookie deal, and then we'll have to re-sign him after next year. Um, but he's the man. He like is a run block nasty dude, mauls people. He's the reason that we were able to run the ball with just random dudes this year, but made our team better.
okay, so yeah, you guys actually have him till yeah, 2023 is his last year.
And I think he'll resign because we do like him, and I'm hoping that we resign our tackle as well, and because he stepped it up this year, Caleb McGarry. We drafted both of them in the first round
That's
together.
the one who I was thinking.
Yep.
McGarry. They didn't pick up his.
No, they didn't. Before the season last year, they decided not to because he wasn't doing that well, and then this year he picked it up and had a really good year. Contract year.
Yep, Josh Jacobs. So
Got to.
we're about to pay him a lot of money, which I don't mind, especially if we don't have a good quarterback. But yeah, that's and we'll get in more free agency
Once
once
the
the
season's
Super
actually
Bowl's
over,
over.
yeah, we gotta finish this up.
So once the Super Bowl's over, we'll have all of that. We done games, sports.
All that's
Go
left
yeah,
is the food.
the food, which up until about an hour ago, before we recorded this, I had forgotten about a recipe. But you know, I can come up with anything. What I'll be showing you guys, what will be playing in the video for YouTube um, watchers. And if you're listening to this on audio, you're really missing out. Watch on YouTube, which we'll have the link. But it's gonna be a blackened chicken Alfredo.
Mm, that sounds
Really
good.
good, really simple. But
Yeah.
that will the video will play now. All right, we're gonna be starting off by cracking 2 eggs into a bowl and whisking them. And just a little heads up, in some parts in the video I sped it up 2 times the video, so if I look like I'm going fast, it's not me in real life. Alright, now that you've got the eggs mixed together, we're going to be using it to coat our chicken so that our breading sticks. The breading I went with was Japanese panko breadcrumbs and Cajun seasoning. You can get Cajun seasoning. I think I got mine at Walmart. It's the Zatarain's brand. So you want to coat both sides. You want to make sure that no chicken, you can see no chicken. It's just all covered in breading so that when you fry it, it turns out really good and it's golden and crispy. Alright, now that we're finishing up coating all the pieces of chicken, now you're going to want to turn on your stove. I went with medium-high heat. I also used avocado oil. It's got a high smoke point. And you want to let the oil kind of get up to temperature before putting your chicken in. When you put your chicken in, you want to lay it away from you when you go in so you don't splatter oil on you. It's just a good trick of the trade so you don't burn yourself or anything. You're going to also want to cook these about 3 to 5 minutes each side, just depending on how thick your piece of chicken is. And after you're done cooking those, you're going to want to switch over to getting your pasta water boiling. Normally you want linguine pasta. A little thicker pasta, but I only had angel hair, so that's what I'm using today. What I pulled out was about 2 serving sizes full, a little extra for good luck, but it's normally pencil size. In between your fingers is normally a serving size is what they go with, but after you get that all boiled and al dente, you're going to want to set that to the side because then we're going to be moving on to making our Alfredo sauce. And let me tell you, homemade Alfredo sauce is way too good. You're going to start off with a cold pan because you're going to be bringing that up to a low heat. You want to dump in about a cup and a half of heavy whipping cream and let that kind of rise up to a simmer because you don't want to burn this or else it's just disgusting. And also at this time you're going to want to cut up about a tablespoon of butter. I went with unsalted butter and just kind of drop a couple knobs in there. And once that really starts to melt, you're going to be pretty much stirring throughout the whole time so it doesn't burn or you just get that nice consistency going. Once it's about 1 to 2 minutes in stirring and all that, you're gonna want to add your Parmesan. I went with Parmesan, Kraft grated Parmesan. That has salt and pepper also in it. A little bit of Cajun seasoning also, just if you like it a little bit spicier, you can add that or even hot sauce. It's really up to you. Add what you like. But like I said before, you just want to keep on stirring, especially at this point you want to get out all the lumps in the Parmesan. So just stir, stir, stir. After about a minute of stirring, I went ahead and added my shredded Parmesan. Now this is aged Parmesan I got from Costco. Figured it'd add a little more of a flavor instead of just having the grated Kraft Parmesan, but either way I think it would have turned out well. But keep stirring. You're gonna want to keep on stirring until it gets nice and thick to where it coats the back of your whisk. And it's not soupy or anything. You kind of want that consistency right there. Where if I bring it up, it's not completely falling off the whisk, but it's kind of dripping down. Now you're gonna want to add in your pasta. Also add in a little bit of the pasta water too. It's not bad for it. Kind of loosens it up if it's too thick. Adds a little bit of that starchiness back in. Then you just kind of coat the pasta noodles in there. Now we'll be cutting up the chicken, which I went with the grain. You can go against the grain. It's really up to you. But yeah, cut it up. All right, and after we're done cutting up slices for our pasta, we're going to plate it. Let me tell you, this was absolutely delicious. Must make for your family, for yourself, for your wife, whoever. Recipes in the description. Drop a comment if you liked it. Like the video if you liked it. Let me know how I did. I hate being this type of person, but like, comment, and subscribe.
Like, comment, and subscribe, guys. We eat, we game, we entertain.
So we hope you enjoy that.
Thanks for watching, listening.
Yep. We eat, we game, we entertain. You guys have a fantastic divisional round of playoff games. Whatever you like. Have a good week. Drink water. Do all that fun